Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hello, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all, episode 404. I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And I'm Adam Walker, and it's the Atlanta episode, right? Like
it is the big Atlanta episode, right? It's the well-known, it's the original area code for all of Metro Atlanta.
That's right. I still remember calling my grandparents 404 number. Yeah. I
was railing against Bell South actually a couple of episodes ago, but here we are at 404.
Well, so for episode 404, we're going to do something we've never done on Tech Talk, y'all, and we're going to have a guest segment. And so I'm pleased to get to introduce the Honorable Mayor Dickens, the mayor of Atlanta, coming on the show to talk about his technology preferences and views and some things about Atlanta technology. So Mayor Dickens, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank y'all for having me on. I'm really excited to be here. Love talking with you guys and excited.
And now we got to start off, we're recording this. We're all Georgia Tech graduates. So I got to start off by asking you, how do you feel about Georgia Tech's chances this year? How you feeling so far?
I feel great. I'm a diehard Yellow Jacket. We are doing well in football. This is going to stay for a while. I believe we're going to go to the playoffs. I think we'll go, to a big bowl game. I can't predict we're going to be national champions or anything. I don't want to get too wacky with my.
We can dream. We can dream.
It's a dream. Oh yeah. And wherever we go, I'm going. So if we're in any of the big bowls, the Orange Bowl, Peach Bowl, Gator Bowl, whatever, the Sugar Bowl, I'm ready. Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl. I'm trying to go see the Yellow Jackets. I'm ready.
Actually, I have a proposal for you. I don't know if this is in the purview of being mayor of Atlanta, but if we win, I think the colors of the city should change to white and gold instead of using this red and black business that is often used. I think you should tell Atlanta United, like everybody should be switching over.
All right. Duly noted. I'll take your suggestion. But you know what happens when the Falcons are red and black and the Hawks got a lot of red in it and everybody's got red and Atlanta United's got red. When you do see white and gold, it stands out. So
that's true.
It pops, people get to wear something different to celebrate the Yellow Jacket. So I'm here for it.
I love it. So let's talk about like some of the tech that you use. There's probably a lot that you use. Is there something that you just absolutely cannot live without? And I think maybe in both ways, in personal as well as running the city. Like, is there some tech that stands out to you that you just love?
Well, I absolutely love the cell phone. Couldn't do this job without a smartphone. And I have two of them. So, I walk around every day with two phones in my pocket. And that is by far the most necessary tool I have. Of course, I got a couple of laptops, one at home, one at work. And then, we have, several pieces of technology all around the city, but I think for me, just personally, it's definitely the cell phone, the smartphone. I do a lot of phone calls and emails and things of that nature. Just like any other business person, it's pretty cut and dry. Electric toothbrush. I don't know if that's technology, but
that's great. Absolutely, yeah.
So old school tech, for me.
I got to ask you. So you're like a lot of these folks that have these two phones. How do you through a day? You're using them a lot. What do you do to keep them charged up? Because those things don't last forever.
Yeah. So, the executive vehicle of the city of Atlanta, I have two phone chargers in there and I charge one while I'm talking on the other and they both stay charged. At my desk is a charging station. I literally travel everywhere I go with a portable charger, phone charger. I can't be without communication.
Yeah.
The executive protection team, the security guys that's with me, they all have chargers. There's I can't go without connectivity. So you know what? I can tell you this with all honesty, my phone has not reached zero in, 5 or 6 years. I've never been without. It's always I'm charging.
So you're asking the protection detail, hey, I don't care if you've got a weapon on you. Did you bring the charger? That's more important.
I need to be able to talk. Yes.
Did you bring the backup battery? Yeah. So are related to tech then, and maybe you've just answered this, but what piece of tech can you not live without? I mean, is it the charger? Is there a specific one you like, or is there something else?
I think it's definitely the cell phone is the one I can't live without.
That's
I got to
one.
be on the phone at all times.
Okay.
A cell phone and a charger are, most important. I can get by without a laptop. I don't even have to use a laptop much. Every now and then you have to download and print and sign stuff. But
what's your brand of phone that you're like, okay, that's mine?
In my life cycle, I have gone from Samsung to iPhone, and I'm at iPhone right now. I've been at iPhone for like 4 or 5 years. I can see that there's some generations of Samsung that's coming along. That is, they got their thing, and it's pretty cool. iPhone, they keep playing around with the charger. You got this charger, then you got that charger. Then as they come up with the next generation, your phone starts slowing down. So iPhone, they got you in the headlock. They got you in their grips. And and it's like you have to, really pull away in order to go somewhere else. And then your friends treat you crazy because you're green in their text messages instead of blue.
Are you telling me that your friends give you a hard time for having the green text messages? Like,
yes. My friends, they're not fair weather friends, but they're going to give you the business.
Okay. That's
so yeah, we have friends like that are in, so then that's when you switch over to like WhatsApp or Signal or something else to have a group chat, because you can't have, iOS and, you can't just mix it up. Yeah. Google.
You just said the magic words there. You just got the Sanjay privacy star of approval there by saying Signal. Yes. And I love the fact that you're on Signal. That's incredible.
Sanjay talks about Signal in this podcast I'm never going to hear the end of this. Thank you for that.
I think one of the first episodes I talked about Signal, like probably episode 4, and we're like 400 episodes ago, I probably talked about Signal the first time. So
that's right. Yeah.
Let's talk about the next tech product that you're most excited about, something that's not out yet that you're excited about, either for yourself personally or for just society in general.
Well, there's so much technology that's out there. AI being all around us, it's just growing and growing, and it's becoming almost, the standard now for, you can expect it. You can see AI being used, whether it's Chat GPT, whether it's a Copilot, and, even image creation. And you see people creating whole videos. When you're on social media right now, you have to look at something and say, is this AI? Is this real? This,
Yep.
Unable to detect if that was a real event or not, which is scary, definitely scary, misinformation and leading people down a crazy path. So I think that the checks and balances of AI is what I'm looking forward to next. How to let it continue to be open and grow and benefit society, but have the ethics checks that allow us to not, people not be taken advantage of. There's got to be some sort of stamp that says, this ain't real. So, but enjoy it for, certain purposes. I think that from voice recognition to some of the things that you see across the screen. Yeah. But you can't underestimate any technology right now. The things that we were like, oh, that's never going to go anywhere, like driverless vehicles, autonomous vehicles. Those things are here. They're here right now.
Yeah. Well, so you mentioned driverless vehicles, and that was kind of our next question. You're mayor of Atlanta. There's a lot of vehicles in Atlanta. How will driverless vehicles impact Atlanta traffic, all that stuff?
Yeah. They are here. We have quite a few of them in Atlanta and around the metro Atlanta region. They are, the public has a love-hate relationship with these things. Well, I don't know if anybody has a love for them yet. I think we have a acceptance and hate. You got 3 categories, but I think that as they improve and people get used to them, you'll grow to a love, hate. Somebody's going to always hate it. But, they have to continue to learn. We are literally watching a technology get better for us right before our eyes. It's like watching a toddler, in my mind, learn how to walk and then grow up to learn how to run and perform while running. You created this thing. It has to get used to the environment. Technology is learning to interact with the public, and the public is learning to interact with technology. Folks are like, I am not waiting in traffic behind a Waymo. Let me get around this thing because I see up ahead something that Waymo is going to have to calculate. and I'm going to calculate it for it. It's called not with me involved. I'm getting around. And that's human
I love it.
technology. I mean, humans make quality decisions that technology will have to catch up to. I believe that a generative AI will learn how to think more like humans, which is definitely something from at least 50 movies for the last 100 years.
So it brings up a good question, right? Like, okay, we all know Atlanta drivers. It's a different breed. It's a different kind of driving here. Yeah. And autonomous vehicles don't drive like we do, right? Are you worried about these vehicles causing more traffic in the short term until they do get to that point of, okay, you know, like they go well, they can figure out stuff. They're not going to get confused by something in the road.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is how to accelerate its adaptive use, because you don't want it to stay in this toddler phase for 5 years. You don't want it to stay in this toddler phase for 2 or 3 years. You want it to you want it to grow up so that we can use it, because it will reduce congestion. It will cut down on accidents. It will help us save on parking garages. Think about it. Every new building that we're building, we're saying, all right, I want to build a 100-unit apartment complex and a office tower for 100 employees or 1,000 employees. Well, each one of those, you're building 100 parking spaces and 1,000 parking spaces. Well, if your car never parks because you don't own a car anymore, you take a Waymo. Waymos don't need parking spaces. They don't need to be a parking space at the grocery store, a parking space at your job, a parking space at your house. Parking spaces are costly. They're about, if you're in a parking garage in a downtown or a midtown, they're about $35,000 per space in cost of the construction. But if you have a lot of Waymos, or you have a lot of Ubers and Lyfts and things that get people around without them having to have a home for their car, then you could relatively see cost of housing and cost of commercial real estate going down, because we're paying right now for just a parking space. I also think that they are going to eventually increase safety. You know, humans are texting and eating and chatting and putting on makeup. And we also get blinded by the sunlight or the rain and the snow. You know, I think technology is going to be a lot better at adapting to those road conditions.
I love that. So, shifting kind of to the broader view of technology for a minute. I mean, I think Sanjay and I have very long advocated that Atlanta is much more of a technology hub than the rest of the country even recognizes. And so I guess what I would ask you is, like, what do you see as the future of, you know, technology in Atlanta and embracing technology?
Yeah, Atlanta is a tech hub. It's a top 5 tech hub is where we're trying to be. We have a lot of tech talent, a lot of folks graduating in technology around the metro area. We have almost 60 colleges and universities in this 21 county area. It doesn't seem like it. But no, you have a lot of colleges in the greater metro Atlanta. So we produce a lot of talent, and that talent, a lot of it is now focused on technology. So companies come here and they put their innovation centers, they put their tech centers, their research and development centers here in Atlanta. Some of them bring their actual headquarters or regional office here because of all of the technology talent. And also we have a lot of startups too. People that are creating their own business, entrepreneurs that are starting their own technology companies. They're developing things. They're also, you know, I'm really hopeful that we continue to grow our startup community, but also grow our investor community to have, you know, venture capitalists, investment bankers, people, private equity that's coming here to be able to push forward these tech startups to say, hey, no longer does an Atlanta-based company coming out of, let's say, a Georgia Tech or a Spelman or Morehouse or something, do they have to go all the way to Silicon Valley just to get a check, just to get money? No, that we should have funders here. We should have funders and founders here. So that's why I created the Office of Technology and Innovation with Donnie Beamer, another tech alum. I believe that, you know, the government, you know, we've also been helpful to technology startups that need, I created a policy around demonstration. It's a demonstration policy, which says that if you are a startup in the city of Atlanta and you're trying to do something that requires municipal support, like let's say you're doing sensors on, buses or what have you, well, you need to put them on like city stop signs or traffic signals or whatever. That's the only way for your product to grow. Well, we'll give you a license, give you a limited time of opportunity to use our infrastructure. If you're doing something with wastewater or stormwater or you can't really create that in a vacuum. You have to do it in real places like the Atlanta Watershed Department. So we've made it clear to commissioners that work below me and to others to say, hey, we are, with caution, always able to make sure we give a fair shot to a startup. Flock camera, we did that years ago. Flock safety, we were the testing grounds for that. And look at it now. It's unicorn status.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Huge now.
I mean, that involvement with the startup community, I think is great. Is there anything else that you see like looking forward 10, 15 years from now, like the things that we might need to put in place now to make sure that we have a vibrant tech startup scene then?
Yeah. I mean, so right now we're using technology. We're using AI all across the city and 311. So if you call 311 or you text or go on to atl311.com, if you want to talk to a live person, you can, but you can also, we got AI that's generating, prompts and talking to you. And it's not just like that old school 1, 2, 3. It learns and it shares. So it knows, how to help you navigate the city's systems so you can get work done. You can solve problems that way. We have AI helping us detect leaks in our water system. So there's AI tools that are inside of our water distribution system and the pipes underground to be able to detect that there's a leak, how big of a leak, how long has this leak been there, and try to catch it before it turns into a catastrophic event. We have AI on our sanitation trucks that are going around the communities picking up the garbage cans every day, but they're passing by litter. So the cameras are picking up like, where's their litter? And then it's sending it back to another crew that comes and picks up the litter because the garbage truck is the truck that goes to every single house every single week. So it knows a lot about the city and about the community and, patterns and stuff. So we're utilizing it there. I'm really keen on sustainability technology, things that's going to help us use less energy, be more efficient, use less water, to really support these valuable resources that we have of energy and water and to bring the cost down, but also be able to have some resiliency despite whatever, global warming and challenges with the strange weather patterns, that we have some technology that enables us to be more resilient. So all those things are, we're utilizing some current technologies, but we know that these are early generations of things that over the next 10, 20, 30 years are going to get even better. I even think about, how we do business and augmented development and just other things that we can do are coming. And many of it is here now, quantum. Just really, man, I think that it's going to be, and going all the way back to the beginning of this, when you asked me what I can't live without, we have these devices in our hands that are about the size of our palms, which are phones, which are a lot smaller than the big phones we had, when this thing started, or those little Nokias that you couldn't, now I think one day we won't have these big devices the size of our palms. There'll be glasses, or it'll be something else that I have, be little small chips, and we'll have to make a decision about how far we want to go. Do we want to live in that, George Jetson world or whatever, things people came up with from the sci-fi world? But, glasses now, like yours, Adam, your glasses right now could be everything. It could be taking video. You could be looking at a screen. Right. You can be recording messages. You could be talking to it. You can turn on the oven and cook. And you can wash and dryer and, wash clothes, and, you could be preheating the oven all with your glasses, and so many other things right now.
Yeah, see, Sanjay, I've been telling you that for a long time. Mayor Dickens agrees with me. So boom. Okay. I've been calling it forever, but I got backup now. So
it's all you getting those glasses. I don't think the glasses are for me. If they
You
can
don't
make
think
them
it's gonna
into
be glasses?
contacts. I mean, if they can get them into contacts, maybe I might do it then. I don't know.
He
And you
doesn't
want your
want to be
technology
glasses.
close.
Yeah.
Thing I worry about is like people are going to have that then in their face. And then, you already see folks that you're meeting with and they're on their phone, not paying attention. Now, how many times are they going to be like looking at random things while they're pretending to pay attention to you? See? So I don't know if I like this.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Well,
Yeah.
ChatGPT is going, and Copilot and other things are going to be making your meeting notes anyway. We're not going to be coming to the meetings with these notepads and
We'll just send the
notebooks.
AIs to meet with each other and then let us know kind of what they
Right.
decided, right? So
Yeah, we're going to
just
put
do it
all our,
that way.
let me not go too far. We'll all just stay home and let our clone go out there and do the work.
All right. Well, Mayor Dickens, I know you're busy, so I don't want to take up any more time. I don't have any more questions, but I did want to say it's great to see you. Really appreciate you joining us on the show. And any final thoughts about technology? Or Sanjay, did you have any final questions?
No,
Yeah.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Well, one other thing I wanted to say is, Adam, you and I know each other from TechBridge. Both of us worked at TechBridge, this great nonprofit, this technology nonprofit that helps other nonprofits with their technology. If you can imagine all these nonprofits out here that's just trying to help people, youth or homeless people or senior citizens, or they're building, these great nonprofits, but they don't know technology. And so TechBridge helps them be able to do things better, faster, more efficiently. And that's where Adam and I met each other. So one thing that you did when you asked me the question about what do I see next for technology? Well, I think that we're going to be able to try to get technology into more communities to overcome the digital divide. Technology is going to be more ubiquitous and more accessible for people of all incomes, all backgrounds, geographic locations. So rural America will be able to have access to technology, low income communities in urban areas, people that's been, kind of kept out or somehow inaccessible to technology. It's going to become more accessible. At least that's my hope. And that's the things that we've done in the technology environment around Atlanta through TechBridge and through some other organizations like that are training people on how to design and develop technology tools and how to use those tools so that they can make income, but also make impact. And so I'm hopeful that the future is inclusive.
Well, with that, I think
That's
all we
great.
can say is
Awesome.
go Jackets.
Go Jackets.
Okay. That was awesome. Let's get into the articles now, regular episode stuff. First up, Elon Musk wades into the debate over robotaxis killing cats. Guess which side he's on? Yeah, I guess.
I really loved how this article framed everything, because it's like Elon Musk in pursuit of being the world's first trillionaire and also running half a dozen companies and also doing this and also doing this, now somehow has time in his busy schedule to weigh in on robo-taxis killing cats. And it was so good. It was so snarky and so good.
Yeah. Honestly, this article surprises me a little bit that this happened, but I can kind of see how this could happen as well. So
Yeah.
I think we talked about it the last week or the week before about our trip to San Francisco and how we actually rode in a Waymo, and the display there, it's kind of incredible. So you can see like everything that it sees and you can see what it's seeing out there. I think it was in the Waymo. I don't know. I sat in Teslas as Ubers as well as Waymo. So it's hard to remember which was which, but it has so many sensors in it. But I could understand then too, on the other side of it, like you see all the sensors on the Waymo and they're on the sides of it and on the top of it, not really underneath it. And so maybe that is an area that they should at least consider to make sure that there isn't something underneath the vehicle.
Yeah.
And it might not, I mean, obviously by minority, it's going to be something like this, an animal or something like that, but it could be something that could cause damage to the vehicle. And so maybe something like that would make sense. So
I guess we should also back up and say, like, the debate here was that a Waymo ran over a beloved cat, and Waymo did admit like that, yes, the cat ran out underneath the vehicle while it was stopped. Then the vehicle started moving and sadly, ran over the cat. And so, of course, Elon's point was like, hey, this is how many tens of thousands of cats get hit every year, and it'll be less with autonomous vehicles. And I'm like, he's probably right, but come on, dude, like, don't you have better things to do than with your time? Like, really?
I think the main point of the article is like, dude, but honestly, the other part of it is like, who cares what he has to say about stuff?
Yeah, well, that's
right?
true. Yeah,
like,
nobody does. No,
maybe we shouldn't care about that at all.
Yeah, that's true. Waymo to expand robo-taxi service in Las Vegas, San Diego, and Detroit next year.
So watch out for your cats in those cities now, I guess.
I kind of feel like Las Vegas is going to be a problem, honestly, because like we've already talked about, people already just just randomly walk out in front of these because they know they're going to stop. They cut them off because they know they're going to stop. Like you even said, you had to sit at a stop sign for several cars to go through because they knew they could just go through, blow through it, and you would stop. Like in Vegas, I feel like, man, there's going to be people walking everywhere, like out in front of these things all the time. Like, I feel like this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like, if you've ever been to Vegas, you know the high per capita rate of drunk people wandering around.
What are you talking about, man?
Like at all hours of the day and night. But that said, like, look, the Strip is a pretty big place. And
yeah, it's true.
Having an autonomous vehicle like this
could be great.
Could actually be great for tourists to move them around.
The last time I was in Vegas, I was there by myself on a work trip, which I did not particularly enjoy. And I really wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger because we don't have an In-N-Out Burger anywhere around here.
Yep.
And it was a mile away. And I walked myself down the Strip to In-N-Out Burger. And then I very boringly walked myself all the way back to my hotel and just chilled out and watched shows until the next day when I had work stuff. So that was my last Vegas trip. It was not very interesting at all.
Man, a 15 to 20 minute walk out in the Vegas heat.
Yeah. I was committed, man. I wanted my In-N-Out Burger. I really
hope
did.
it was a good burger.
It was fantastic. I mean, especially after I worked up that appetite. Like, come on. Of course, right?
Did you eat at the In-N-Out or did you take it back to the hotel?
Oh no, of course. I'm not gonna take a hot meal that far back to the hotel. That'd be
That's
terrible.
what I was wondering.
No. I ate there. It was great.
So you worked up the appetite going there, and then afterwards you worked off the meal.
That's right.
And so by the time you got back to the hotel, you were hungry again.
I mean, just talking about it right now is making me hungry. Like I'm about to have to go figure something out here, man. This is crazy. Yeah, that's right.
Well, something that you can figure out in your car and keep it shaded and nice. A new national law, this is in South Korea, will turn large parking lots into solar power farms. So any lot that I think is greater than 80 spots.
80. Any lot, spots, 80 spots or more. My first thought was there's about to be a lot of large parking spaces in some of these lots. Like they're about to expand. Oh, look, we had 90. We used to have 90. Sorry, we have 79 now.
We have 79
My
now.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. These 11 are no longer. I mean, honestly, I think this is a great idea. Here in Atlanta, we have this. Ted Turner a long time ago decided to do this with his parking lot that is next to Centennial Olympic Park, as well as the Ted Montana Grill down there. He owns this parking lot, and there's a bunch of solar panels that are on top of it, essentially like anchored in that parking lot. And that parking lot is popular because people don't want to be parking out in the sun in the Atlanta heat. And so you get all this shade. I mean, this totally makes sense. And there's a possibility that they could really replace a lot of their energy through this surface area that is just sitting there, just cooking the ground. So there you go. I love it. I think the minute I read this, I was like, can we do this here?
I mean, the big problem though is you have private parking lot owners. I mean, this is a pretty big expense. So how are they going to cover the expense to the parking lot owner that may or may not have the cash flow to do this, right? I mean, to me, that's the biggest problem with this.
Yeah. I don't know how South Korea is figuring that out, but I think they might just be like, yeah, you got to figure it out. This is the law now. And so you've got to fund it somehow. There's probably going to be a bunch of financiers that kind of fill that gap and help you fund it and then take a portion of the revenue off of the solar or whatever. So once there's a mandate, something like this, I think there's solutions that kind of crop up and appear for folks to be able to deal with all that.
Yeah, maybe so. Amazon closes at record after $38 billion OpenAI deal with AWS. So OpenAI is going to start using AWS for some processing stuff. I think Amazon went up 4% on this, which is a pretty major increase considering the size. Here's what's interesting to me. I saw a TikTok on this. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but basically the idea was there's these kind of handful of very large tech companies that are sort of each making huge deals with the other and seeing major stock bumps with every deal. And it just kind of goes in a circle. And the analogy was like, if you have a circle of 4 friends and each friend hands a $100 bill to the next friend, to the next friend, to the next friend, you haven't created $400 of value. you've just passed around $100. Like that's all you've done.
Yeah.
And the argument was that what's happening here is there is an AI bubble being created among these companies because they're just passing money from company to company to company, inflating stock price along the way. And eventually they can't all sustain that price. I mean, is that what you're seeing? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
It's funny that you say this because I think I saw the same thing. And to me, it's analogous to what happened in the .com days.
It is.
With advertising, eyeballs and advertising, right? Like that was the model for everybody. And then people would do deals and deals would get done. And it was like services for services. Like, oh, I sell you this and you sell me that. And then stock prices would go up. And then eventually that bubble burst. Yeah. And everything came crashing down. Yeah. Like this deal itself, like it's a $38 billion deal, but however, how many years is this deal of like infrastructure buy and all this kind of stuff? And I don't think OpenAI has 30, maybe they do have $38 billion.
I don't think they have that much in liquid cash. No. And this also, didn't this happen in the mortgage crisis as well, where one lender is going to another? I mean, like, and it's just this big circular thing. And eventually it's a house of cards that collapses. And so, I mean, are we looking at an AI bubble where value, at least the value of these several companies, goes down significantly in the near future?
Well, or like you say, it's a house of cards, right? If one ends up failing, then is there this cascading domino effect of infecting all the other companies around it and then takes down a few others at the same time, right? Like, you know, that happened with the whole Lehman Brothers thing. There's more recently, there's been some talk. There was a big automotive parts company that committed some fraud, and it was like hundreds of millions, if not close to $1 billion worth of fraud potentially. And like all the other companies now, because of that are now being affected. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. We don't give stock advice on this podcast, but I don't know. Yeah. You should be just aware of the deals and things happening and things going up and potentially how they could go down. Maybe they won't go down. Maybe they just keep going up. I don't know, but it is what it is. Here's something that does seem to be going up, and even if it's not true. A simple trick to increase coverage: lying to users about signal strength. So apparently in Android, there is a flag that an operator can set to increase the number of bars that the operating system shows for your signal coverage.
Yeah, increase them by 1. So it always shows one
increase
bar
by
more.
1.
Yeah. I mean, I will say one of the comments on this article made a good point. Like, this is kind of hearsay. Like, I don't know that like this has been like fully concretely proven. Yeah. But I mean, it was found inside of the code base by somebody in a screenshot. I mean, again, whether or not that's accurate or not, I don't know, but I'm not surprised.
And this person said that AT&T and Verizon have enabled this flag on their network. So,
but not T-Mobile, baby, because we love some T-Mobile up in here. They're not a sponsor, but they could be.
They should be a sponsor. So whoever's listening out there from T-Mobile,
we like T-Mobile.
Get in touch.
We really do.
Yeah, we do like T-Mobile.
They got the right vibe.
We'll like wear magenta shirts for you or something
all day long.
That means we get a sponsorship. And sponsorship of Tech Talk Y'all doesn't cost that much either. So.
It's not much at all. New e-ink displays could reach, quote, Retina e-paper status with pixel pixel densities. I was like, densites? With pixel densities over 25,000 PPI. Densites.
Oh, man. I hate it when you get those densites. Man, those densites.
My brain just like, wait, what is that word again? Pixel densites? I don't even know what that is.
Man,
pixel densities.
I hate it when my pixels go densites on me.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's just bad. They get deep densited.
But back to the point. This is
pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
like,
great. Yeah.
Like more close to like real paper, like really high density e-paper displays. We were talking about e-ink last time, I think, right? Because of
I think so. Yeah.
The Aura frame, I think it was. And we talked about terminal, of course. Like, I mean, my terminal is great, but man, if it could look that high quality and in color, like
crazy. So crazy.
Come on.
So crazy. Yeah.
I am definitely here for that. So yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
That's some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully that will get to the market sooner rather than later. Sometimes these things that we talk about, man, they are years in the coming after we talk about them, but hopefully that's not the case here. Something that's not been years in the coming and has already happened, which this is kind of interesting. mRNA COVID vaccine during cancer therapy linked to a 2 times increase in survival rate.
That is wild.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Thank you. That's all. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Dolly Parton for funding the mRNA vaccines with $1 million way back in the day.
If Dolly Parton's not a saint, I don't know who is.
No.
In all seriousness, man, like they're not only like the stories we know, there's like all these other stories that are like bubbling around the internet of things she does. Like if she's not the best person, I don't know who is.
Yeah.
So,
I think, you should like rank people on a scale of 0 to Dolly Parton.
yes.
And most of us, like, are you like half a Dolly Parton? Three-quarters of a Dolly
Who's in the middle of that scale is really what I want to know. Like I already know who 0 is. We don't even have to talk about who 0 is. We both know who 0 is. And Dolly Parton is the top of the scale. Who's the middle of the scale? That's really what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the scale, though, is Dolly Parton is so far above most other people.
That's fair.
That I would think that almost, like even the best person is probably going to be a half Dolly Parton.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. So maybe the question isn't who's the 5. It's the question is like who's the 3, who's the 2, like 2. That's the middle distribution point.
Like I wonder if you would put like Malala, would she be a half a Dolly Parton? She would probably be like, and she's really good.
I don't know. Right? Yeah. Hard to say.
That's how much better Dolly Parton is.
Or like Michelle Obama. But I don't know. But that's a tough one. Like she might be pretty close to a full Dolly Parton. I'm just saying, like Michelle Obama's pretty great. She's pretty great.
She's probably more than a half a Dolly Parton, but she's probably not more than 3/4 of a Dolly Parton because Dolly Parton's pretty good.
This might be the weirdest conversation we've ever had on this show.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. It's not.
I think it might be.
I promise you it's not. Yeah.
Our last
the next one will be.
Yeah,
here we go.
Breakthrough gel can regenerate tooth enamel within weeks. And they got the photos to prove it. The microscopic photos to prove it, which is awesome, I guess. Cool.
I think does this maybe mean that this could be the end of cavities and filling cavities?
I think this means you don't have to brush your teeth anymore. I think that's actually what this means. Like you can just you're just good. No more teeth brushing. You're fine. Chew some gum if you got an odor problem. You'll be all right.
I was going to say, I think there's more reasons to brush your teeth than just protecting the teeth.
Yeah, that's probably
maybe
true.
Don't just chew the gum. Like
maybe don't take Adam's advice on really anything ever. Maybe that's the answer.
Pretty much. That was definitely a 10th of a Dolly Parton piece of advice.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman, not an axe murderer. One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
First up in Weird and Wacky, a man spent 200 days building a solar-powered explorer yacht that can run forever. Did you read the article, by the way?
I did, and I tried to watch the video that was in it, but the video seemed like it was a tour of a different boat.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
But then, I looked at the article, looked at all the photos. He was like, look, you can have full freedom. And I'm like, yeah, for 200 days of work. And how many tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars did you spend? Okay, sure.
So here's the other thing that I take issue with this article.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have full freedom. You never have to stop at a port. How are you eating, by the way?
Oh, there's that. Yeah. I mean, maybe they've got MREs. Like they have full freedom and they have a year's worth of MREs. They can just go out on the water with a year of MREs and you're all set, I guess. I don't guess you really get colds or get because if there's nobody else around to give you germs, maybe you don't get sick. I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah. Have you had an MRE before? Have you eaten MRE?
I think I have a very, very, very long time ago. And I'm aware that they're not great.
Yeah.
I'm fully, yes.
I've had occasion to eat them on 2 different times.
Yeah.
At 2 different meals, vegetarian MREs.
And you were like scrumptious. That was that was your thought.
That was not my thought at all.
What was the MRE that you ate? Was it like eggplant Parmesan, something like that?
No, one time was like it was like some kind of pasta, like a cheese ravioli or a cheese tortellini or something like that.
Got it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I've had worse.
On a scale of 0 to Chef Boyardee, what level was it there? Was it if we're gonna do scales today, I need to know. Is it Chef Boyardee level?
It was half a Chef Boyardee, basically, is what I'm saying.
Is it half a Chef Boyardee? Wow, that's pretty rough because Chef Boyardee is really not that good. So
I know, that's what I'm saying, right?
That's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay.
I was expecting you to pick something good at the top of the level, and I was like, well, Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
Like Olive Garden is like a 4 times Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. And then
so-
and Olive Garden's still also not that great. So,
No,
I mean, there's
no.
that, other than the breadsticks. Everybody knows the breadsticks.
Exactly. So a year's worth of MREs, like, I think you are going to be needing to see the doctor after that
That's
or
probably
during that
true.
because
that's probably just the
probably not
sodium
good
in
for
those alone probably crush
Oh my
you.
God.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing of having to create the little heat pack, that's a
It's no
nightmare
good.
itself.
Well, on the same note of ships and batteries and whatnot, the world's biggest electric ship charges up. It only has, I think it was 5,000 and was it 5,600 and something lithium ion batteries? I forgot what it was. It's got 4
It was over
battery.
5,000.
Yeah, it was four battery rooms.
5,016 lithium ion batteries.
I love the understatement. It's like, and cooling in those rooms is a big deal. And I'm like, if that's not the understatement of the century, I don't know what is. If you got 5,000 batteries, you've definitely got a cooling problem. You better have like a Walmart sized AC unit blowing into those suckers. Cause man, I tell you what, you get a fire on that boat and that thing's going to burn for the next 100 years. Like it's never going out ever. So
yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking about. Like, what happens when there's a runaway thermal reaction in one of these batteries?
the whole thing is gone and it's going to burn forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe to the bottom of it, because I don't think water puts those out, right? I mean, can you have an underwater fire? Like, I think we might see our first underwater fire from this boat. Like, it'll be like, I need to book a scuba diving trip for next month to go see the underwater fire. Yeah, it'll still be burning in a month. It's cool. We got time. Like, it's fine. The first underwater fire.
Yeah. There's this town in Russia, I believe it is, that it's basically called hell. I think it's in Russia. No, it's in Pennsylvania. Yeah,
Okay.
It's in Pennsylvania, I think.
Those are very different locations, Sanjay. Russia and Pennsylvania, very different.
I know.
Just
I
to
was
be
thinking
clear.
Russia for something else. So I think it's in Pennsylvania where this town caught fire. The underground like coal vein
Oh
caught
my.
fire, and it's been on fire for like 60 years now, something like that.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So the entire town is on fire underneath. There's no way to put it out. They're just waiting for it to burn out at some point. I'm pretty sure it's in Pennsylvania.
That's wild.
So, fires are something to not be messed with.
No,
They can be bad.
no.
This boat, though, can move you around, I guess, away from the fire if it's not on fire. 2,100 people. It can carry 225 cars.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a ferry, but
It's a ferry boat.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I like this idea. Like, you're not using up diesel fuel, you're not polluting up the environment and stuff like that. But the picture of the battery room with all of the fans, the little fans, and all this,
It made me a little
crazy.
nervous. Yeah. Like the picture of the battery room, I was like, I think I'm good. I love this idea, but I think I'm okay. I'm all right. Yeah. I'm more likely to go, like we've talked about many times, and go fly on one of those robo drone taxis than I am to go right on that boat. I think that's where I'm going to rank it.
I
So,
think they really need to get a better energy storage technology, but then this idea will be golden.
yeah, for sure.
Tech wreck, time to get your tech wreck. Tech wreck. Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
All right, Sanjay, it's tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
So I have something that is, a lot of times I will recommend things that are just kind of crazy tech things and whatever. This is a very simple product that I absolutely love, and it's not that expensive. And we have a bunch of these in the house. It's the
Okay.
automatic soap dispenser. It's foam for foaming soap, and it's touchless. So you've seen those things in like public bathrooms and stuff like that. The touchless,
Yeah.
like that. They just,
Yeah.
So this is a foaming one, not a liquid one.
Yeah.
And it's got a kind of a big reservoir, and it's USB-C chargeable. I think
Yep.
this thing runs, if I want to say, I think it's like $18 or something like that, $18-19.
Wow.
So I was a little skeptical about this. Yeah, it's $19, but it is fantastic. We have charged ours. We have 3 of them now. Charged them up.
Yeah.
You see the battery power on there. And at first I thought, oh, this is not going to last long because I saw the battery
Yeah.
power ticking down. I was like 99, 98, 97. But then it kind of leveled out. And we've had them now for over a month. And I think most of them are still in the 80s at this point.
Whoa.
I've had to replace the soap more often than I've had to charge it now at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
And so I kind of like this. I think it's kind of gross. I have gross hands, and then you're getting the soap. So then the soap pump gets all gross and everything. But this, you just put your hand underneath. You can set it to 1, 2, 3, or 4 in terms of how much foam you want. coming
Yours
out
is
each
on
time.
4, isn't it? You can tell me. It's on 4. I know you. Come on.
It's at 3. It's not at 4.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty close.
Dang it. So freaking close.
But it's great. It's fantastic. And, quick way to wash hands. Here's the added little secret thing, though, too.
Yeah.
If you have people in the bathroom using the facilities, you can hear the soap pump being used or not.
Nice.
It's kind of a good clue.
So
if they wash their hands properly or not.
Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
More often than not, when I'm in a public restroom and they have like those automated foaming soap things, I am like waving my hand in front of that thing like I'm a freaking crazy person trying to get the foam to come out. And then I'm waving my hand so much the foam drops and misses my hand. And then I got to do it again. And it's like a whole thing. So like if this is motion activated, does it work? Like how much waving are you doing here?
I have not yet had to wave at it to get it to go.
Man, like the ones in the bathroom,
it's really good.
Actually, if I'm really gonna gripe about it, the real problem in the public bathrooms is the water, because the soap will work, and then I got the soap on my hands, and then the water won't come on, and I'm just looking at my hands like, but I've got soap, and I need water. What do I do? And then eventually I'll get it to work.
So the thing you're supposed to do is what I do is you always start with the water first to get your hands wet.
Yeah,
then you get the soap, lather. And then you go back to the water. So by that point, you know that the water is going to come on.
Fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah,
the only issue I will say that I've had with this thing, we were actually all standing in the kitchen the other day, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the soap dispenser just went off. So I think there was a little bit of foam that was left on the tip.
What you're saying is you've got a ghost in your house. That's what you're saying.
That's what it felt like. We were all like, what's happening?
It's cool. As long as it's a friendly ghost, you're okay. It's a clean ghost. It wants to wash his hands. So you're okay with that.
Casper the clean ghost.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit of foam that was at the end, and then it must have sensed that with the little motion sensor, and then it spit out a bunch of foam. So,
all right.
Other than that, it's been absolutely fantastic.
I might go pick up some of those. That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you, Adam? What do you got for us this week?
I got a new iPhone a while back, and I got the Casely phone case, and I really like the Casely case. Like, it's got a fun little design on it. And it's a good little case. It's got like little grippy things on the side where you can like grip it really good. And it's a great phone case. So if you're looking for a new phone case, Casely is a good option. So, I mean, check it out.
There you go. And listeners, if you're listening to this audio only, you're missing out the show and tell that Adam just did with the case on video. So hop on over to video and check it out so you can see it yourself.
Yeah. Go to YouTube. That's where it's at. All right, Sanjay, how can I will say before we wrap up, I should say thank you to Mayor Dickens for joining us on the show today. I know you get a million podcast requests, and you were gracious enough to join us on episode 404. So thank you, my friend. So appreciate you and what you did. So Sanjay,
shout out to Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, 404 episode. We love y'all.
That's right.
And you can find me on my website, sanjaypark.com. What about you, Adam?
You can find me on my website, adamjwalker.com.
Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.